Hello, 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 Christmas Flixers. Welcome back to season 3 of Chicks on Christmas Flicks, where we can never have too many Christmas movies. We can only have not enough Christmas movies. I'm KL Brady, and today is Diversity Day. Yay! I am so excited for this show. So first, my work schedule is still insane. My schedule has been nuts and will apparently continue to be nuts through the holidays. I don't even think I'm going to get my regular, 2 to 3 week vacation that I normally take in December. I think I won't get to take a vacation until January. So I usually spend like 3 weeks sitting on my butt watching Christmas movies, and I don't know that that's going to happen this year. Well, I'm kind of sad about that, but that is not going to stop me from getting these shows done on time. So I'm excited, just to kind of dig into today and talk about how you're going to diversify your TV Christmas movie watching schedule. What I'm going to try to do is add all the movies into the show notes, but if I can't, because of character limits, it's not because I don't want to, but it's character limits. So if character limits will not allow me to add all the shows, you will find a link in the show notes to a webpage that has a document where you can find all of the diverse movies for the 2022 season. Okay? So, like I said, whatever you don't catch today or whatever you want to follow, check in the show notes. There'll be a link there for you to get a document so that you can track the shows over the season. Here's the thing, like the more you watch the shows, the more they make. And this season is really an example of how much support we've given those shows, because honestly, I think we're really in for the most diverse season to date. So I'm really special. Oh my gosh, I have some super great news about a show coming up next week, but it's coming at the end of the show. So you're gonna have to wait till the end of the show, or you're gonna have to skip to the end of the show to find out what the news is. But I do have news. I'm so excited. I'm really excited about that. Okay, so if you haven't already, please check out episode 2 of season 3. That is the part 2 of the network preview, where I looked at the hallmarks, what was going on in the hallmarks, HBO Max, TV One, VH1, Comedy Central, Apple TV, AMC Plus. Okay, check out that show. And then, like I said, next week I've got something really good planned. I'm excited for that. But first things first, St. Nick shout outs. As always, I love to begin the show shouting out listeners. It is my favorite tradition of this show. I'm so thankful, truly, that people still tune in and listen to the show. Honest to goodness. I mean, I don't even know how much I can thank you for that. I do have some ideas though. I think I do. Like, I think I'm coming up to another. Oh yes, I'm coming up to my 50th show. Can you believe that? 50 shows, and I think on the 50th show, or somewhere around the 50th show. So it might not be the 50th, but it might be 51st, 52nd. I don't know, somewhere in there. I'm going to be doing a giveaway of a Chicks on Christmas Flicks popcorn bowl. So, stay tuned for that. And then maybe I'll give away Christmas ornaments. I'm looking into getting some personalized ornaments made. So please stay tuned for that, because 50 shows is huge. I knew that I would continue making the shows. I knew I would make them, but 50 just feels like a lot. And it feels like something that should be celebrated. So I'm going to celebrate 50 shows by doing a couple of giveaways. Okay? So I'm excited for that. So Starting the weekend of October 21st, which is like the first full week of Countdown to Christmas, I'll be going back to the full blown out Saint Nick shout outs, where I not only shout out your location, but I will also be talking a little bit about the Christmas events and happenings in your neighborhood. Those are always fun episodes for me. So make sure you tune in because I may be shouting out your city. With that said, I picked 5 listener locations to shout out. Let's just get started. Remember, I don't know who you are, but I know where you live. Okay, so number 1 was a tie. Springfield, McLean, and Tappahannock, Virginia. Yay, thank you for joining the show. All of those locations are in what is commonly referred to as the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area, except Tappahannock is a little further out, but that's okay. I'm counted as part of the DMV today. And so it's just really nice that I have some local listeners. That's local to me. I'm excited about that. Number 2, Manchester, England. Thank you for joining Manchester, England. I am so excited to have you guys listening in. Number 3, Chicago, Illinois. Thank you for joining Chicago. I have to say that Chicago is one of my favorite cities, period, point blank, end of story. Love that city. Love it. Number 4, Cumberland, Rhode Island. Thank you for joining Cumberland. I've actually never been. I don't even think I've driven through Rhode Island, which is kind of funny. So that needs to really be a bucket list place for me. I need to find something Christmassy and bucket listy to do up there. And then number 5, View Fort, St. Lucia Island. Listen, I consider myself part island girl since I have family that was from Trinidad and Tobago. So thank you for joining St. Lucia. Very excited to have you on the show. Next up is the Ho 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 holiday headlines. Okay, I don't have very much today, but I got some, I think, important stuff to talk about. First thing, Lifetime finally released their Christmas movie list for the year and their starting date, which will not be until November 5th, okay? But do not despair because sporadically they're having Christmas movie days up until November 5th. They had one last on October 7th. They showed The Holiday and Dear Christmas with Melissa Joan Hart. You guys know that. Jason Priestley. And then this coming Friday, which will be the first day of Countdown to Christmas, Lifetime is also showing some Christmas movies. They are showing The Holiday again, which I couldn't watch. I don't care how many times they show it. And they are showing Blending Christmas. That's with Haley Duff and Ryan McPartlin and the Brady Bunch kids, if you know that. Okay, so my last name is Brady, so you know how much, honestly, like, I never missed the Brady Bunch. Even kids at school used to call me Cindy, I guess because I was the youngest. She and I are about the same age, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, so I was a huge fan of the Brady Bunch, I'm just going to say that, yes, back in the day. And so you can look forward to that October 21st. I'm excited about that. However, I'm going to be watching Countdown to Christmas. So actually, we'll be talking about what we're going to be watching in the next episode. So you got to listen. They're going to be back to back. So you got to check out the next show, and then you will find out what movies that we're going to be watching during that first weekend. I'm so excited to talk about that. So number 2 on my list of Ho 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 holiday headlines is, okay, so there was all these headlines about Hallmark executives and what they had to say about the departure of Candace Cameron Bure, Danica McKellar, blah, 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 right? So I kind of read the comments, and I'll kind of sum up, and then I'll give you a couple of direct quotes. So the big sum up is they said what I said, which is basically, we're fine. They're like, Hallmark makes stars, right? That's what I said to you guys. I said, Hallmark does not have to worry about anybody leaving, because they will always have a pipeline of talent that'll come straight through there that will become equally popular. I will name one, Mallory Jansen. When she first was in that movie, the 12th Date of Christmas, right? I said, this is a Hallmark star right here, 100%. And then how much is she? She's like got her own series now on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. So listen, I know what a Hallmark star looks like, and I know when Hallmark's going to make a star. And I said it from the beginning. When I first saw her in that, I was like, she's going to be a star. And she's not the only one. There's been some Rhiannon Fish I would consider like an up and coming. There's just like so many and Hallmark actresses and actors that are kind of coming up through the ranks, that are filling in the gaps for those people that left. And honestly, I have to say, for me, they're not missing a beat. Like, I love the direction of the channel. I love the programming. I love the shift. I love the inclusiveness. To me, it's just beyond beautiful. And I'm happy for everyone who can now kind of see themselves in Hallmark movies, and TV Christmas movies from all networks and all streamers, because, I think, honestly, Hallmark and Lifetime really led the way. And because they led the way and because they made such drastic changes, other people made changes too. So it's a beautiful thing. But Lisa Hamilton Daly from Hallmark, she's the executive vice president for programming, spoke at the Television Critics press conference about the departure of Candace Cameron Bure and Danica McKellar and more. And honestly, you look at the quote, she didn't seem too worried. Quote from her: "We've kept a lot of our talent under options, say for Christmas movies. We're looking for new talent all the time. I think there's a lot of talent out there that we've worked with in the past that GAC is now working with, but I think that we are also constantly trying to evolve the talent pool that we're working with," Daly said. Quote, "We have, I think, retained almost everybody that we're really excited to have." I want to repeat that because I want you to feel the shade. We have, I think, retained almost everybody that we're really excited to have. I am, hey sis, Lisa, feeling the shade, and I'm good with it. I'm at peace with that shade. It was beautiful. So then, Wanya Lucas pointed out that many of its stars work with other networks and streaming services, including Netflix and Lifetime, but the family atmosphere keeps them coming back to Hallmark. Quote, "They have a great relationship, and that's the secret sauce we have as Hallmark," she added. So, suffice it to say that yes, there's departures, and sure, it looks dramatic on the outside, but I don't think it's as dramatic as people think on the inside, because like I said, Hallmark makes stars. So there you have it. And there's a lot of stars out there, so there you have it. So then my last story for today is about how Hallmark movies and movies like them can be good for your mental health. Now, I know this for a fact. I keep a staple of predominantly Hallmark movies on my DVR. Now, there are some from other networks. There's Season's Greetings from Up TV. Always keep that on my, there is, there's like, Under the Christmas Tree last year from Lifetime that I have on my DVR. I think other than those two, maybe one or two others, most of the movies on my DVR are Hallmark movies. And I would say they fall between, fall movies, because those are my second favorite to Christmas. So I've got a lot of fall movies on there, and then I've got a lot of Christmas movies on there. So I keep a steady supply, and the reason is because they are, I believe, mentally good for your mental health. Whenever I've had a stressful day, that's how I wind down in the evening. I watch a Christmas movie. I watch something. I have to watch some kind of Hallmark movie, and it brings me down. And so there is a reason. There's a psychology, and there is some science behind why that these movies are good for your mental health. So Danielle Forshee, who has a doctorate in psychology, broke it down for it's Elite Daily that I pulled it from. When we witness a character experience pain, happiness, loss, or any emotion, our brain recognizes that immediately, we start feeling that same pain as if it was real. So we're empathetic creatures by nature, right? Obviously. And so what we do, the one thing I think that people complain about Hallmark movies is the thing that actually makes them good for your health is that they're predictable, right? So if you're empathetic and you feel what they feel, the thing is, because Hallmark movies are predictable, then you also know how they're going to feel because they're going to have a happily ever after, right? And Amula Rutledge, a behavioral scientist, says Christmas films can offer a break from reality. The human brain loves patterns, and the predictability is cognitively rewarding, she told the Concord Insider. Now, I didn't, the Concord Insider. Now, I didn't pull, this is one article. I do think it was TV show Ace, but they're just quoting different articles. Those predictable story arcs that draw on the standard patterns we recognize from fairy tales offer comfort by presenting life as simple and moralistic. And you know what? Honestly, my job is complex and busy and stressful and all of this. And yeah, when I wind down, I need simple, moralistic, easy to digest, predictable. That's what I need. And there's probably a lot of people out there like me. So if you ever wondered if and or why Hallmark movies and movies like them can be good for your mental health, the thing that people dislike about them is the thing that is most good for your mental health: predictability. How about that? I thought I'd share that because I can totally relate to that. I don't know if you guys can, but I can. I can surely relate to that. Okay, so now it's time for Diversity Day. I'm so excited to get into this. Guys, I'm going to try and zoom through this because I have so many movies to talk about. It's insane. Because the list is so much longer this year. But, I mean, I'm whining a good whine, okay? Because I just normally, I would break something like this up into 2 days, but we just don't have time because, the weekend's coming up. Countdown to Christmas is beginning next weekend. So I just don't have time to break it up in the manner that maybe you and I both deserve. So I'm going to ram all this stuff, cram it all into this show. And again, I will put a link down in show notes so that you can get more information about the movies and when they're coming on, and you can kind of add them to your schedule. Okay. Now, two things. One, we only have a week until Countdown to Christmas starts, right? That's one thing. Two, I think I got to define for those who are new listeners what I consider to be diverse movies. Now, I don't consider a movie diverse, even if there's like 30 people of color that are best friends. That's not what I consider a diverse movie, a Diversity Day highlight movie. What I consider a Diversity Day highlight movie is if one or both of the main characters fit into one of the diverse categories. Now, these vary, right? And they are what I consider. So, like, there can be arguments and disagreements with me, but guess what? My show, I get to pick. Ha 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 ha. No, I'm just kidding. So what I consider to be diverse categories include, of course, African American, Black, not American, right? Of some kind of Black or African descent, which can be, when I say Black, it can be from the islands. It can be from, it could be African. It could be Canadian that are Black. There are Black people in Canada. Hello. That may be a shocker to some, maybe not to all. And there are people from the islands and people from Africa. But, when they say where I came from, they say Canada. They don't say I'm Canadian, but my parents are from Jamaica. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what you hear. So anyway. So, African American, Black, but not of American descent. Asian American, Asian, people of color that are not of American descent. Latina, Latino, Latinx. Religiously diverse, Jewish, for example. Now we know we've seen some more Jewish movies entering the lineups over the past couple of years. And then we have, and then included in the not white, not American, you could also have Indian and Asian, etc., right? But I tried to kind of group all of them together, except for African American movies, specifically Black American movies, which because of some of the channels divisions, like I kind of put them in their own category. And because, honestly, I'm African American, so I kind of relate to that category in a different way. And then, of course, LGBTQ. So there you go. So you get the picture. Those are my kind of high-level categories. And so now we're just going to get straight into what is coming up in the 2022 TV Christmas movie season for diverse movies, okay? So my first category is people of color, not American. Okay, so the first movie on my list is Santa's Got Style, Up TV, starring Franco Presti, which is Italian, and Kathryn Davis, who is of mixed descent. At least one part of that descent is Black, but she's from the UK. That will premiere on Sunday, December 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. What's Santa Got Style about? So, a department store executive is charged with coming up with a fresh idea for the holiday season. She decides that instead of the classic Santa, this year they'd hire a young Santa with lots of fashionable style. And I will not go any further than that. Again, I will have a link to these movies, and also, you maybe hear about it. I may be hearing more about them on a future episode, and I don't want to blow the future episode. So, but Santa's Got Style, Kathryn Davis is the reason why that's in the diverse category. Okay. Now you're going to hear her name again, but you heard it for Up TV. Christmas on Mistletoe Lake. A Lifetime movie, November 10th, 8 p.m. Stars Genelle Williams. And then Sevier, one of my favorite actors. He was in one of my favorite movies. This is when I fell in love with Corey, was 4 Christmases and a Wedding, right? So I'm really excited about this one. Now, this movie centers around boats, a harbor festival, and a sad yet resourceful daughter. I'm not going to say any more than that, but Genelle Williams is the reason why this is Diversity Day. Genelle Williams, I believe, is Canadian, but she is of Black descent of some kind, Black or African descent. So, Christmas on Mistletoe Lake, that is Lifetime. All right, so the next movie is The Dog Days of Christmas, November 11th, 8 p.m. on Lifetime. Stars Georgia Flood and Ezekiel Seamat. Ezekiel is of Black descent, but he is from Australia. So, interesting there. This movie centers around an animal rescue organization in jeopardy and a romance between a nonprofit employee and a vet. If you want to see more, you're going to have to check out the list. But I'm excited about that one. And let me just tell you, Ezekiel is fine. Like, fine. Okay? There's like several of those characters in this list that are just like, I'm gonna be checking it out just because, yeah, anyway. So 6 Degrees of Santa is the next one on my list. It is a Lifetime movie. Premieres November 13th at 8 p.m. Kathryn Davis, who I just talked about for Up TV, also has a movie for Lifetime. And she is starring with Steve Lund. Now, we all know Steve Lund from Hallmark movies, right? He's done a bunch of Hallmark stuff. But Kathryn Davis is the reason why this is in the diverse category. And this centers around anonymous gift giving, a single mom, and an internet magnate. And I have to tell you, the description of this movie may end up being on one of my I gotta see this movie list, right? It's got, it's very compelling. So I definitely want to check that out. I haven't put together my full list yet, but I'm working on it. That may land on it. I don't know. I only have 12. We'll have to talk about that later. But anyway, Sensational Christmas. Sensational. Okay, so it's SCNT. Scent, as in smell. Premieres December 8th on Lifetime at 8 p.m. Stars Nanzine Contractor and Mikey Selkin. So Nanzine is of Indian descent, but she grew up at least a little bit of time in Nigeria. And then Mikey Selkin, I couldn't find a lot on his history, but he looks like a Black American. But the way he spells his name, I don't know. Well, that could mean he's African American, or it could mean he's really, really super not. So it really just depends. But both diverse characters. Sensational Christmas. This one is about a perfumer trying to create a Christmas scent and a candle making business in jeopardy. So I'm excited about that one. Okay, so that is going to wrap up the lineup for people of color, not American movies. Okay, the next category up is LGBTQ. The first movie is The Holiday Sitter, Sunday, December 11th on the Hallmark Channel. Stars Jonathan Bennett, George Crissa, and Chelsea Hobbs. Now, I love Chelsea too. I love Jonathan, JB, that's my man, right? And then George Crissa, who I'm less familiar with. But I'm going to give you the full log line on this one because I just love it. Sam is a workaholic bachelor who babysits his niece and nephew before the holidays when his sister and her husband have to go out of town. Completely out of his element, he recruits help from their handsome neighbor, Jason, and finds himself in an unexpected romance. Now, I gotta tell you, when I read this, it sounds a lot like Christmas Next Door with Jesse Metcalfe and Fiona Gubelman, right? Jesse's sister had to go out of town, left him with the niece. Well, the mother played sick. He was stuck with the niece and the nephew. The next door neighbor kind of helped take care of him. It sounds a lot like this, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna love it anyway. And then it's got Jonathan Bennett in it, and it's an LGBTQ story. So I'm excited for this. But I watch so many movies all the time that of course I'm gonna find some similarities. So there's my similarity for that one. Now, not to be outdone, Lifetime is coming out with A Christmas to Treasure on December 16th, which premieres almost a week to the day after The Holiday Sitter, right? It stars Taylor Frey, Kyle Dean Massey. Now, I'm going to give you the official log line because I did for the Holiday Sitter, and it's only fair. Okay. The passing of beloved Miss Marley, if you know that story, reunites 6 estranged friends for one final hometown holiday treasure hunt. As the search unfolds and fond childhood memories are relived, sparks fly between Austin Craig Frey and his former best friend Everett Matthews Massey. The gang find the hidden treasure before the city has the chance to turn the Marley house into a holiday resort. But the blossoming holiday romance between Austin and Everett may turn out to be the greatest Christmas time treasure of all. Of course it will be. And it sounds absolutely adorable. So, I kind of feel like both of those have to be on my list somewhere. Okay. But now, interestingly, there's only 2 LGBTQ new movies. Now, out of the ones that are listed so far. Now, what I will say is that I think I saw a couple of movies on Amazon that I had not looked at before. They're not necessarily new. I just had not looked at them before. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on those. But in terms of new movies for the new season, like I didn't see anything new for Netflix this year, which had Single All the Way last year. I just didn't see other movies anywhere. Ion has not come out with their list yet, so we may see something there. And so just stay tuned to see if something else comes out. But for right now, these 2 are the big ones for the holiday season for the LGBTQ movies. Both, can I just back up for a second? Both male romances, which is kind of interesting and fun, and so we'll see what happens there. Okay, Asian Indian. Okay, so I put them in a category just because I kind of felt like they both had to be called out. So this is my Asian Indian category. The first one is Jolly Good Christmas. Okay, Jolly Good Christmas with Reshma Shetty and Will Kemp. We love Will Kemp. The last one I think he did was like the Christmas Waltz with Lacey Chabert, right? So this one will premiere on October 29th. It's so funny because, early in the year, I thought this was going to be the kickoff movie for Countdown to Christmas. It is not. It is coming the week after the kickoff week, which is interesting. But, so this is about an architect who moves to London for a prime opportunity in a prestigious firm. He crosses paths with this woman named Angie, who is a professional shopper. And she raises an eyebrow over his choice of a gift for his girlfriend. And then he ultimately decides to hire Angie to help him shop, and they go on this adventure across London. Now, I have to say, when I read this, the first thing came to my mind, same thing came to you guys' mind probably, is the 12 Gifts of Christmas, right? I thought, sounds like that. But then when I was reading an article in one of my Google alerts, it said that it was more like It Happened One Night. Now, I don't know if you guys remember It Happened One Night. That's one of the old black and white movies. I love that movie to death. I remember Clark Gable was in it, and there's a famous actress who was in it as well, whose name is just failing me right now. Because I haven't had enough coffee yet. But I loved It Happened One Night. I've probably seen that movie 10 times. If it turns out to be like that, I'm going to be very excited about that because I love It Happened One Night. So I'm just saying that's what I read. Somebody said Jolly Good Christmas is supposed to be like It Happened One Night. If you know It Happened One Night, then you're probably going to be wanting to see it as much as I am. Okay, the next movie on the list in the Asian Indian category is Christmas at the Golden Dragon. Sunday, November 13th on the Hallmark Channel. Listen, did you hear what I said? Hallmark Channel is having an Asian movie, another one. Now, last year they had the Ghost of Christmas Past or something like that. You know which one I'm talking about. And then I'm trying to figure out what happened the year before that. I think that might be like the beginning, right? I remember on Lifetime they had a Sugar and Spice Holiday. I think not last year, but the year before last. And then, Hallmark came out with an Asian one. So here's another Asian one. And I have the last year's on my DVR right now, so it was really good. I loved it. Anyway, this one, Christmas at the Golden Dragon, stars Carol Wong, Osric Chow, Sarah Canning. Antonio Cupo was one of my favorites. Right, I'm used to him. I'm used to him co-starring with somebody else, you know who. And then Barbara Niven is also in this. So this one is about parents who tell their kids that they're closing down this Chinese restaurant, and the siblings find themselves reevaluating their futures, right? So that's all I'm going to say about that. But I am looking forward to that one. That looks like it's going to be a really good one. A Big Fat Family Christmas. This is going to premiere December 2nd, Hallmark Channel. Again, another Asian on the Hallmark Channel. Shannon Chan Kent, Shannon Cook, Tia Carrere, and Jack Wagner. We all know Jack Wagner from the wedding movies, right? Official log line. I will kind of give part of it. Liv is a photojournalist, eager to make it on her own. To get a dream assignment, shooting the Chong family's annual holiday party for a cover story, she doesn't reveal that they are in fact her family. That should be interesting. So I'm really excited. I'm not going to tell you anymore, but I'm really excited to see that one. That one the premise of it looks great. Okay, so the next movie on the list is Christmas Lucky Charm, starring Sugenja Shri and Adrian Spencer. Now, Sugenja Shri is the reason why it is on the diversity list. She is of Indian descent. And again, it's Up TV. Every boyfriend, this is a really cute premise. I'm going to say the whole thing because it's so cute. Every boyfriend Jessica has found, every boyfriend Jessica has had, has found the love of his life right after he dated her. Just as Jessica leans into her unlucky love life, right? And she swears off dating, because all she's going to do is help some guy find the love of his life that's not her, right? A handsome gallery owner moves in across the street. So that to me, I love the premise of that. I love everything about the premise of that. So I'm really excited to see what happens there. And then the next movie on the list is Christmas on the Slopes, which stars Olivier Renaud and Soma Chaya, who is of Indian descent. So that is why this is on the diversity list. After this is the premise. I'm sorry. It premieres on December 3rd at 7 p.m. Up TV. After a disappointing restaurant opening and an embarrassing breakup, a celebrity chef takes her first real Christmas vacation. She wanders into the kitchen at a luxury resort and is mistaken for a sous chef by the handsome but grouchy head chef. So, you know where that's going. Okay, so that's it for that. Christmas on the Slopes, December 3rd, TV, 7 p.m. All right. Must Love Christmas, CBS, Liza Lapira and Nathan Witt. Now, both of them are people of color, right? So that's why this landed on the list. Nathan is from Canada, but is of some kind of Black African descent, clearly. And then Liza Lapira is of Asian descent. So, the premise of it is a renowned romance novelist, famous for her Christmas-themed books, finds herself snowbound in the charming town of Cranberry Falls, where she becomes involved in a love triangle. I'm leaving it there. But it sounds really intriguing, right? I'm there's so many movies. It's gonna be so hard to pick which ones I watch because you can't watch everything. And this is just the diverse movies, guys. This is not even the whole list. Okay. Baking All the Way premieres November 24th, 8 p.m. on Lifetime, and it stars Corey Lee and Yannick Beeson. Now, Yannick, we know him from Hallmark movies. Like, he's done a bunch of Hallmark stuff. But Corey Lee, she is of Asian descent, and that is why this is on the list. And this is about a romance between a pastry chef and a bakery owner, and it revolves all around gingerbread, our favorite Christmas treat. That's all I'm going to share from this one. And we're going to be moving on to the next category, which is Latinx. Long list, guys. Long list. I'm just letting you know. But isn't this beautiful? This is not even all the movies. Think about that. Okay, so the Latinx list. The first one on the list is We Wish You a Merry Christmas. You guys know this one because you've seen all the commercials on Hallmark. This one premieres October 22nd, and it stars Marisol Nichols, who is Mexican American, did you know? And Christopher Palaja. Another reason why I love this is it kind of breaks the tradition of the normal Christmas romance on, the Hallmark Channel. It just shows that they're really changing their model. Like, I want to say Cranberry Christmas last year, where it kind of started with the married couple on the rocks. This stars a married couple on the rocks, but it's very, 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 very different movie than Cranberry Christmas. But Becky and Robbie are a married couple having a hard time connecting with each other as the holidays approach. Just before Christmas, they head to a cozy Vermont inn at the advice of their marriage coach so they can recharge. And if you have seen the commercials, you know things don't go well when they get there. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Things really go to the left for them, and that looks like so much fun. The next movie on the list is Undercover Holiday with Noemi Gonzalez, Nomi Gonzalez, and Steven Huzar, right? So we know him, right? He's been in a bunch of stuff. But of course, Noemi Gonzalez is the reason why it is on the Latinx list. The official log line: when returning home from the holidays, a newly minted pop star, Jalen, tells her protective family that Matt is her new beau, when in fact he is not. And I will say it's a fake dating movie, and I'm really kind of excited to see that. Like I said, they do some of the new premises, but they do some of the old ones, and they do them so well, it's like, do it again. And I'm happy to see it. All right, so that one was Undercover Holiday, Hallmark Channel, December 4th. The next movie is Stepping Into the Holiday. I think we all know and have seen the marketing for this one. It is starring and executive produced by the one and only Mario Lopez and Jana Kramer. It also stars Sherry O'Terry and Courtney Lopez. And so I'm just going to leave it there. You guys can the thing, but suffice it to say, it stars Mario Lopez, and he's like hugely talented. So I know there's going to be dancing. There might be some singing, who knows, but I don't care because it's Mario Lopez, and whatever he's in, I am going to watch, period. Point blank, end of story. The next movie is Christmas with You on Netflix. It premieres November 17th and stars Amy Garcia and Freddie Prinze Jr. Did you hear what I just said? Freddie Prinze Jr. When is the last time he was in a rom-com? It's been like forever. I am so excited to see him back out again, doing his thing. Okay, so the quick and dirty on this one is Garcia plays a pop star who's got career burnout. She escapes to a small town where she finds inspiration and a shot of love. A shot at love. Maybe that's what that's supposed to say. But anyway, I'm just saying, Netflix, November 17th, Amy Garcia, Freddie Prinze Jr. Freddie Prinze Jr. Okay. The next movie on my list is A Show-Stopping Christmas. It premieres November 20th at 8 p.m. on Lifetime, and it stars Jamie Perez and Thomas McDonald. It is about a regional theater in jeopardy and an actor-director romance. Now, I don't know if you guys, this immediately brought up a Hallmark booze and mystery Christmas movie that I distinctly remember, but I'm not bringing up any names, but it just sounds very familiar. And so Riley, I'll just say a little bit of this log line. I'm not going to tell you the whole thing. Riley Burdett Perez is the artistic director of the Onoda Theater in Western Massachusetts. When Regina, the Scrooge-like owner of the theater, breaks the news that she's preparing to sell the property before the holiday performance, Riley must call upon the ghosts, this looks good, of Regina's past, present, and future to change her mind. Interesting. So another kind of play on the Scrooge story, the Christmas Carol, right? So I like that. I like the way that sounds. Okay. The next movie, so that was A Show-Stopping Christmas on Lifetime, November 20th. A Well-Suited Christmas on Lifetime, November 6th at 8 p.m. This stars Mercedes de la Cerda and Franco Presti. Now, Franco Presti is of Italian descent, but Mercedes de la Cerda is of Latinx descent. And it is about a fashion designer and a charity ball, which I will just leave at that. The next movie on my list is Sweet Navidad, November 17th, 8 p.m. on Lifetime. And it stars Camila Banus, David Fumero, and Mark Hapka. And it centers on the taste of Puerto Rico, so you know where we're going, clashing chefs, and the perfect holiday menu. My guess is people are going to have to work together and play nice, right? So I'm excited about that. And then Santa Boot Camp. Now, the reason why I add this to the list, because even though it does not star this star, anytime the star is mentioned in a movie, you must say it because she is a goddess. And that is Santa Boot Camp. Now, Emily Kinney, who I love, I love her from Love on the Sidelines, right? And then Patrick Cassidy stars with her, but it also stars Rita Moreno. Yes. And so, this movie centers around an event planner, the search for a perfect Santa. Okay? Now, it's got Rita Moreno in it. Am I going to miss that? Not hardly. Okay? I'm just saying. I love Rita Moreno is just like one of my favorite people on the planet. The next one is Merry Texmas with Ariana Ron, Pedrique, and Rodrigo Massa. And it premieres December 4th at 8 p.m. on Lifetime. And it contains a Christmas romance between an app developer and a graphic designer. Okay? So I'm very excited about this one. Now, it centers around the town of, and I'm going to butcher the name, I'm sorry. It's Oaxaca, Mexico, right? Oaxaca, Mexico. That is where the story centers around. At an abuela's house in Oaxaca, Mexico. I'm sorry, I love my abuelas, the grandmas, I know. And so anytime you got a grandma story, like, I'm sold pretty much. So that's got to go somewhere on my list of things that the million things I'll be watching. So I'm excited to see that one. December 4th, 8 p.m. Lifetime, Merry Texmas. Okay, the next movie, there's a lot. Do you hear this? This is a long list. The Holiday Dating Guide stars Maria Menounos, right? I love her. I love her story. I don't know if you've ever like gone online and read and listened to her tell the story about her parents and COVID. But my God, if you're not like, if you don't finish that story, like just a puddle of tears and snot, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you got feelings. If you haven't seen it, you must go online. Just look her up. Anytime she's talking about her parents, if you don't end that interview in a puddle of tears and snot, I don't know what to say. She's had an incredible life, incredible in wonderful ways, obviously, and incredible in just some of the most just wow. I can't believe you endured that kind of ways, right? So anytime she's in something, I'm going to watch it. I'm sorry. I'm going to support it just because it's her. But the Holiday Dating Guide premieres December 17th, 8 p.m. on Lifetime. Maria Menounos, Brent Bailey, a dating coach and a romantic ploy. That's all I'm going to say about that. But it's because it's her, I'm going to be watching it. All right. Now we're moving out of the Latinx and we're moving into religious diversity. Okay, just a couple of movies under here. So religious diversity, well, you know, we didn't used to see any kind of movies about Hanukkah or anything like that. And so we've got a little bit of diversity, and both of them are coming from the Hallmark Channel this year. Hello. Okay, so the first one is Hanukkah on Rye, which premieres December 18th on the Hallmark Channel. It stars Jeremy Jordan, who last year was in one of my favorite movies, Yale Grobeglass, and Lisa Loeb. The official logline is, a matchmaker connects Molly and Jacob, but their new romance is put to the test when they realize they are competing deli owners. I always love stories like that. It's kind of love to enemies to love romance, right? And then Holiday Heritage premieres Friday, December 16th. So this comes on the same weekend of Hanukkah on Rye, but on the Friday before Hanukkah on Rye, on the Hallmark Channel, it stars Lindy Greenwood, Brooke Starnell, who starred with Holly Robinson Peete before. The official logline is, Ella returns to her hometown to mend fences with her fractured family. With the help of Griffin, her ex-boyfriend, she encourages her to celebrate Christmas and Kwanzaa. It's like the first Kwanzaa Christmas movie that I have ever seen. I don't even think I've seen them on like BET. Now, I have to admit, like my watching of the BET TV1 movies has been limited, so there very well may have been. Do not say, "Oh, Carly, you're all wrong." Right? I get it. There may be another movie out there. This will be the first one that I have seen. Okay. And that I've seen even promoted, which is kind of exciting, and especially because it's on the Hallmark Channel. All right, and so the last movie on my list is, and I think this is more of a cultural diversity, and I just had to do it because I feel like it kind of deserved a shout out, which is an Italian American movie, and it's coming on the VH1, and it's called Forget About It Christmas. It's an Italian-American Christmas movie starring Justina Valentine. And she is one of the oldest members of Nick Cannon's Wilding Out. So if you've ever seen that, it's all kind of the rap battle show, right? So I'm excited to see that. And then I understand that Nick Cannon will be having a cameo in the movie. So very excited. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. And I am going to come back and list for you all of the African American, Black American movies that are coming out in the 2022 season. Stay tuned.
Now available on paperback and an ebook, the hilarious romantic comedy The 12 Days of Christmas by USA Today best-selling author K.L. Brady. Both recovering from heartbreak, Gabby and Dave fall for each other after Dave sends a misdirected text message to the wrong woman. It's a comedy of errors when they try to meet face to face. Murphy's Law strikes and they may never see or speak to each other again. However, Gabby thinks Dave may be the one, so she accepts the mission to unite them before Christmas Day. Now she's got 8 days and 12 Daves to find the man of her dreams. But Dave is hiding something. 3 big things. Even if Gabby finds him, will his secrets keep them apart? Rediscover all the joy and wonder of the Christmas season when you pick up this heartwarming story today. To find out more about the 12 Daves of Christmas, visit klbradyauthor.com or pick up your copy at Amazon, Apple, Kobo, or Barnes & Noble today. And now it's time for Chicks on Christmas Flicks.
And welcome back to Chicks on Christmas Flicks. Of course, it is Diversity Day. I started out talking about the upcoming TV movies on your favorite networks and streamers for Diversity Day. And now we are about to hit our last category of the day, which is the African American, Black American shows. So I'm excited to break down this list. Okay, so the first movie on my list, on the Black American list, is We Need a Little Christmas. It premieres October 22nd on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries at 10 p.m. It stars Eric Durance, Patrick Sabangui, and the reason why I put it on this list, because like Rita Moreno, when I hear this woman's name, to me, she is a goddess and it must be watched. And it is Lynn Whitfield. So, I'm very excited about this movie. The official logline is, Julie is adjusting to being a single mother to a grieving child while facing her first Christmas without her husband, when she develops an unexpected friendship with her older neighbor, Irene, Lynn Whitfield, hello. So that's why I wanted to call out that one, because I do think that Lynn will figure very prominently in that plot. So very excited about We Need a Little Christmas, which is coming up next weekend. So it's a must watch. Inventing the Christmas Prince premieres November 18th on the Hallmark Channel. It stars Tamara Mowry Housley and Ronnie Rode Jr. Now, Ronnie Rode Jr. previously played, and the one that stands out in my mind is the Jingle Bell Bride, I think it was, with one of my other favorite actresses. Why is her name not coming to me right now? She just had a baby with Chris. You know what I'm talking about. Her name's just not coming to me. I told you guys I haven't had coffee yet, so the names aren't coming as fast. But so we love her, and of course, Tamara Mowry pretty much does a movie, at least one movie a year, maybe 2 movies a year with Hallmark. So anyway, the official logline is, Shelby is about to quit her job as a rocket engineer when her daughter becomes convinced that her Scrooge-like boss, Evan, is the Christmas Prince from a story Shelby invented years ago. Interesting. Okay, so that's Inventing the Christmas Prince. The next movie is A Christmas Fumble. Now, OWN has a pair of movies. OWN Network has a pair of movies starring African American actors this year. The first one is A Christmas Fumble starring Eva Marcille and Deval Ellis. It premieres Saturday, December 10th. So her movies, OWN movies, are not coming out until December 10th. This one will be at 9 p.m. And then she has a second movie coming out called The Great Holiday Bake War with LaToya Luckett, who's a name you will hear a little bit later, and Finesse Mitchell. And it debuts on Saturday, December 3rd at 9 p.m. So I'm excited about that. So the Great Holiday Bake War is about a former pastry school rivals, Julie and Brianna, meet years later in a TV baking competition. That should say enough, right? So they're former rivals, enemies to lovers. That's what I hear. Very excited about that one. Okay. Now, back to the Hallmark Channel. All Saints Christmas with Lettucey. let me tell you something. You got a lot of you guys may not know Lettucey, right? She is a goddess in the African American community. That woman can sing her whole entire face off. She, to me, is comparable. If you like Leanne Rimes and It's Christmas Eve, you will love Lettucey. Seriously. They can sing their whole face. This is a movie you are not going to want to miss. I know there's got to be singing in it, and if they're singing with Lettucey in it, you are going to fall in love with a new singer. I'm just telling you that now. Do not say you were not warned. So it's Lettucey and Roger Cross, All Saints Christmas, November 6th, on the Hallmark Channel. I'll give you the premise just because, you gotta love it. Lizette is a popular R&B singer, true to life, who's getting ready to travel home to New Orleans for Christmas when the media mistake a photo of her and her music producer, X, as an engagement announcement. Her family insists that he join her on the trip. So that is going to be fun. It's not only going to be fun, but I know there's going to be singing, and you're going to be like, your toes are going to be curled. You're going to love Lettucey so much. I now have seen her in a concert one time. I'm just saying, she was just so phenomenal. It's just crazy. Okay, the holiday stocking. This one, it will premiere on December 3rd. Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. It stars Nadine Ellis, BJ Britt, Karen Riley, Tamala Jones, and McKelty Williamson. This is a Hallmark Mahogany presentation. I don't know if you've been watching the Mahogany brand, but I have not disliked anything. As a matter of fact, I have absolutely loved the first one off the brand, which the name of which I can't I can't say. You're like, Carly, could you just do the show when you can actually remember something? I'm sorry. But it was the girlfriend's trip to Italy. You guys know which one I'm talking about. That to me was phenomenal. I love that movie. So if this one is anything in that realm, I'm gonna love the holiday stocking. But anyway, so in this holiday Hallmark Mahogany presentation, RJ is a new angel who is given the chance to address his one regret, that he didn't help his sisters reconcile while he was still alive. Returning to Earth as a stranger, he gets each of them to revive the holiday stocking, their parents' old tradition to encourage charity at Christmas. I'm very happy and excited about that Hallmark presentation because the movies are so good. They've just been so good before. Okay, the next one is Kirk Franklin's The Night Before Christmas. 16-time Grammy Award winner. Did you hear that? Kirk Franklin. I'm sorry. Anything he does that is a gospel production, you know it is going to be crazy good. It stars Notori Naughton and Luke James. Now, both of them are pretty standards when it comes to musical talent. And I want to say Luke James played in the movie, the Hallmark movie last year. The Hallmark gospel movie. You know that one I'm talking about. I can't remember. Again, I can't remember the name of it, but that's okay. Anyway, so Kirk Franklin's The Night Before Christmas. While driving on Christmas Eve, an estranged mother and daughter, Journey and Nia, are caught in a snowstorm that forces them to take refuge inside a church where parishioners are reeling from the cancellation of their annual holiday concert. Now, I don't know if you guys watched the Gospel Christmas last year with Kirk Franklin, but that movie was so good. When I tell you, it got me up on my feet good. I was up on my feet for the last 10 minutes of that movie. It was that good. So, hey, if Kirk does it again, you're going to be going to church. You're going to be going to church in this Christmas movie, and you're probably not going to want to miss it, because if you love the sound of gospel choirs and all of that kind of stuff, it is going to have you up on your feet. I have no question in my mind. That is one that I will not miss this year. Okay, the next movie is A New Orleans Noel. It premieres December 3rd, 8 p.m. on Lifetime. It stars Keisha Knight Pulliam, Brad James, Patti LaBelle, Tim Reed. I have actually a long story behind this on a personal level, but I will not, go into that here. But anyway, I am excited about this movie for multiple reasons, including the fact that Patti LaBelle, who is another goddess, who will be in this movie. So, this movie is about opposites attracting, the architects, and Patti LaBelle stars as a New Orleans praline icon. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, Keisha Knight-Pulliam is actually married to Brad James now. I want to say, so she's starring this with her husband, and so you can't blame her for doing this movie, right? She gets to do it with her husband and Patti LaBelle. Come on, and then Tim Reed, who is just awesome. He's been in movies. I go back to WKRP in Cincinnati with Tim Reed. That far back. Yes, I'm aging myself. So I love him. He's like TV royalty. So yeah, that's a great cast, and I'm looking forward to that movie. New Orleans, Noel, December 3rd, 8 p.m. on Lifetime. Okay. The next movie is Sappy Holiday, starring Vanessa Sears and John McLaren. It premieres December 17th at 7 p.m. on Up TV. Now, many of you may remember the star of this Sappy Holiday, Vanessa Sears, who starred in 14 Love Letters on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. Well, she's back, and she is doing this Christmas movie for Up TV. Again, kind of talked about our discussion about how, actors do movies across networks. Well, this is another one. So this one is about a woman stranded in a small town after her car breaks down. She meets the charming James, a local trying to save his family's maple farm. So that is that. The next movie on the list is The Snowball Effect, starring Angelique Kiarna and Landon Moss. It premieres on Saturday, December 24th at 7 p.m. Now, I think I should say at this point, Up TV, I think up to now, will be one of the few channels. Ion kind of hangs on late there too, but one of the few networks that will be premiering movies this late in the season. That's literally the day before Christmas. So I'm really excited about that, if I actually get to take time off this year. But The Snowball Effect is about rival meteorologists tracking a massive snowstorm in the town of Mistletoe, and they must work together to get home for Christmas. So I'm excited about that. Now, I'm super excited about this next one. And I don't know if I told you guys. Well, I'm friends with, I can claim authors as my acquaintances, friends, author friends. I would put Tiffany kind of in the acquaintance/author friend. She and I have known each other for a long time. We've been Facebook friends for a long time, and in each other's book business for a long time, for years, right? And so she is truly blossoming now. And she's had a couple movies done on BET Plus, and I think this one I want to say is her second. It's called The Sound of Christmas, and it is an adaptation of her book The Replacement Wife by Tiffany L. Warren. Let me tell you, that book is so good. I have it, read it, and it was fantastic. So the film focuses on a down-on-her-luck woman facing eviction just before Christmas time, who must navigate budding of romantic feelings for a handsome but grieving billionaire when she takes a job nannying for his 2 children right before Christmas. So I'm just gonna say Neo is actually in this movie. It's got a couple of known stars, but I love Neo musically. I do not speak for his personal life, but musically I love his music, and I do believe he's going to be singing in this. So I'm really excited to see this movie on BET Plus, The Sound of Christmas. and because it's my author friend Tiffany, so I'm excited to see her work as well. So guys, you're gonna have to have the BET Plus subscription. Look, I'm keeping an eye out. As soon as I see some kind of discount membership, I am going to be on it. So I will definitely make sure that I let you guys know if I see anything out there. Okay. Now, Apple Plus TV. Now, I'm mentioning this because of one of the stars in this movie, which is Octavia Spencer. And if you guys don't know, there's a musical, a modern musical of A Christmas Carol called Spirited that will be coming out on Apple Plus TV, and it will star Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds, and then Octavia Spencer, who I think is one of the ghosts actually in the movie. So I'm really kind of excited to see that. But I mention it because Octavia Spencer is in there, and I think she plays a fairly prominent role, if not a lead role. So the next movie I have on my list is A Wesley Christmas, November 3rd on BET Plus. And this is about adult siblings, Chris, Todd, and Sydney, travel to their childhood home to celebrate Christmas with their parents, and with everyone together and all in the same place. There's a bunch of emotional baggage that gets unpacked in the middle of a hot mess of a family celebration. So, yeah, this one looks like it's really going to be good because in the cast is Jasmine Guy. If you guys remember Jasmine Guy from A Different World, right? She was Whitley on A Different World. So that should be cool. I'm excited to see that one. So that's A Wesley Christmas on November 3rd on BET Plus. Like I said, we got to get that BET Plus. We got to get some kind of discount subscription for a few months at least. I've held out on BET Plus, but I don't think I'm going to be able to hold out after I see all these Christmas movies on the list. All right, the next movie is The First Noel, November 10th. And this is about after 20 years of friendship, Terrence and Noel finally decide to date each other, but break up when Terrence moves to London for work. Now he's back in Atlanta for Christmas with a new girlfriend, also named Noel. Ain't that up? Our lead is determined to get him back and say goodbye to being friend-zoned forever. Oh, wow, that should be very interesting. So the cast is Novi Brown, Lala Milan, and Todd Anthony. And Patricia Cuffy-Jones is the director. And I want to say that she's done a couple of things for, like, Up TV. I want to say that she did Christmas on the Coast for Up TV, which I loved. Completely different kind of movie. So that shows her versatility. So I'm really kind of excited to see this one. The First Noel, November 10th, and looking forward to it. Christmas Party Crashers, November 17th, BET Plus. When two grifters meet after crashing the same millionaire's Christmas party, they agree to work together to achieve each other's mission, not knowing that they're going to find something more than what they're looking for. Now, guess who's in this one? Jamie Calica. You know he's a favorite. He's a favorite from this is like one of the hardest working men in Hollywood. He's like in everything. I think he kind of slowed down over the past few months, but still he's done a lot. So I love Jamie Calica. And so I'm looking forward to this movie, Christmas Party Crashers, November 17th. And then the Christmas Clapback on November 24th, BET Plus. Every year, 3 Miles sisters, Jasmine, Kira, and Tisha battle each other for a chance to win the neighborhood Christmas church cook-off competition. Lord. When Aaliyah, the vivacious social media influencer, enters the competition, the sisters must choose to rise together or fall divided. That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. So the cast is Nadine Ellis, Portia Coleman, Candace Maxwell, Kara Royster, Eltony Williams, Brandon Sutton, and Lisa Arundel. Directed by, Robin Givens. Did you hear what I said? Directed by Robin Givens. So I'm looking forward to see that one. And then Holiday Hideaway, November 24th. So this is all in the, kind of Thanksgiving weekend kind of thing. Carly's the queen of holiday celebrations, but her mistletoe misstep sends her running to a holiday hideaway that teaches her the importance of family forgiveness and fighting for love. The stars: Camille Winbush, Vivica A. Fox. Vivica is back on the Christmas movie train. We love it when she does Christmas movies. And Leonard Earl Howes and Rodney Van Johnson. So I'm very excited to see this one. And then Rolling into Christmas, BET Plus, December 1st. Two childhood sweethearts who shared a passion for roller skating are reunited 15 years later during the holidays, forcing them to question their love and life choices. Cast: Ryan Nicole, Donnie Carrington, Brandy Evans, Gary Durden, and directed by Trey Haley. So I'm excited to see that one. And then coming up on my last few, okay? Last two or three. So bear with me. A Miracle Before Christmas on December 8th on BET Plus. With a little help from an angel, Mercedes Wright, a fast-talking popular relationship therapist with all the answers when it comes to fixing everyone else's marriage, must now use the magic of Christmas to find the secret to save her own. LaToya Luckett, again, I told you guys that you would hear her name again. So she was in, she was on the OWN movie, right? So she did OWN, and now she's on BET Plus. So LaToya Luckett, Romeo Miller, Kevin Davis. I love Romeo Miller, by the way. Demetria Shipp Jr., Paula Jai Parker, and Portia Coleman. Portia Coleman again. So this is her second movie on BET Plus. That should be pretty good. A Blackjack Christmas, December 15th. And then only one more after this, so hang with me. A story of two sisters, one who migrated to and built a nice life in the United States, while the other stayed behind in her native Jamaica. When addiction threatens to tear the family apart, the sisters find their way back to one another and to rebuild their bond. Now, I've got to say, this was on, I know it was at least created last year. They filmed it last year. But it's going to be on BET Plus this year. So I'm excited about that. Director is Victoria Rowell. She's not only in my sorority, but she is, of course, the Young and the Restless, the former Young and the Restless star. And then, of course, she's done, and then the Chandler movies, the Chandler Christmas movies, like she's done a ton. So I'm excited to see that one. A Blackjack Christmas. And guess who stars in it? Don Lewis from A Different World. Yes. So that's one I feel like it's got to be on my list of things to watch. And then A Christmas Gift, December 22nd. So rolling into right before the Christmas holiday, December 22nd. So Up TV and BET Plus are the two networks right now that are really premiering movies all the way up to Christmas Day. So A Christmas Gift. In a failed attempt to cancel Christmas, the Mackenzies find themselves ultimately navigating through unexpected guests, secrets, and revelations that will have a lasting effect on their families. The cast: Blue Kemple, Nori Victoria, Javon Johnson, Victoria Rowell, who I just talked about. She was directing the movie. She's going to be in the cast on this one. Aaron Spears, Nadia Sims, Tiffany Snow, Mark Jones, and Kyan Martin. And then there is one TBD. I don't know if it's going to premiere this year, but I hope it does. It is called, on Netflix, it's called The Best Christmas Ever. And it's going to star Heather Graham, Jason Biggs, and Brandy Norwood. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but Heather Graham is like one of my favorite rom-com actresses. Like, I love just about every rom-com she's ever been in. I love her in rom-coms. And then they're bringing Brandy Norwood, Brandy the singer. Yes, that Brandy. Into this, the former Cinderella Brandy, Moesha Brandy, that Brandy is coming back to do a Christmas movie on Netflix. I mean, come on, that's insane. So I don't know if it's going to premiere this year, but they've started promoting it this year, so it may end up coming out next year. But if it does come out this year, I am going to be on top of that, like flies on a dead bunny. Seriously. Anyway, so that is going to do it for the Diversity Day. Can you believe that? I know this was long. I seriously hope you guys listen to this over a couple of days and skip through, because I'm going to put in the channel markers so you can skip through. Okay. So I know I know that's tough going, but they're going to be much shorter from here on out. Ion TV hasn't published its Christmas schedule yet, so hopefully it will come out in the next week, and then I can start incorporating Ion movies into my Christmas movie watching list each week. Anyway, that is going to do it for me today, though. Make sure you join me for the next couple of episodes, okay? The next episode is going to be literally, these are going to be back to back. It's going to be what we're watching the first weekend, Christmas, countdown to Christmas next weekend, what we're going to be watching. That's coming up. And I have an appointment set up to record an episode with Hallmark Enthusiast 247, our top 12 watches up to the Thanksgiving holiday. So stay tuned for that. Hallmark Enthusiast is going to be on. We're going to try and record it this week. She has family obligations and things going on, but we are going to try our best to record that at the end of this week on the 21st. We're going for the 21st, but if it goes the 22nd, that's fine. So you're going to find out our top 12 movie list for movies up to Thanksgiving, and then we're going to do another show for our top 12 movies up to Christmas. Okay, and also what I'd like to do is hit on the 3 Christmas premieres that we had over Christmas and July. Okay, because we still haven't had a chance to talk about that. So I'm hoping to squeeze that into the show, but that show is going to be packed. You're going to get our top 12 shows, which, sometimes we're the same, but a lot of times we pick different movies. So it'll be interesting to see how that all pans out this year. I'm super excited to talk Christmas movies. She's the only person I know that is as Christmas crazy as I am and as Hallmark movie crazy as I am. So I am so excited to talk to Brittany at Hallmark Enthusiast 247, and make sure that you follow her on social network on Instagram and Twitter. Okay. So please stay tuned. There's so much more to come this season. Thank you to my music and show editor, Will B. He created all the custom music for this show. He's at Wildcard Music, and you can find his IG page in the show notes below. Until next time, remember, at Chicks on Christmas Flicks, we can never have too many Christmas movies. We can only have not enough Christmas movies. Please do not forget to subscribe, leave a review on your favorite platform, and tell your Christmas movie-loving friends about this show. Where can you find us? I'm so happy you asked. We're on all of the podcast platforms: Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, and many, many more. Check out the link in the show notes. Follow us on Twitter at Chicks on Christmas Flicks, all X's. Follow us on IG at Chicks on Christmas Flicks, all X's. Thank you for listening in, and we will see you soon.